Welcome back to Jade Empire. Something I missed in the previous part are area attacks. You can do an area attack by hitting the left and right mouse buttons at the same time. It's the easiest way to save that villager. I can't do them reliably. That could be an issue with my setup, but that is how you do an area attack.
I knew someone from the school would help. No one else could. Please, my boy Nijo is trying to fight them down on the beach, but we need someone skilled.
I can hear fighting to the east. We have to push these bandits back off the beach.
And now, the continuing adventures of Iran.
I'm so glad you and Master Lee arrived when you did. My father ran to the school gate to find students to help. Did he make it? Perhaps we lack the skill of you and your master, but we tried our best. Thank you for your effort, even if your manner is rude. Hopefully Master Lee can shed some light on what led to this. A sorcerer in our little village? What is wrong with the world?
Up! Dawnstar, there you are. I know I haven't spoken to you in a while. I saw him again last night, and I remembered what you said. I wasn't as afraid.
I'm glad, Mrs. Zhang.
He seemed peaceful, if a bit lost. But I know it's not your fault now. I'm sorry for disturbing you and for what I said before.
Remember Zhang Jin, her son? He drowned last year after the mooring she tied let go. A sad accident. I saw his spirit and told her. She thought I was calling up ghosts. Some spirits return because of trauma, to rectify something that disturbed them in life or death. They are very focused. When the pain is gone, they find rest. At least they are supposed to. Jin's spirit told his mother the accident wasn't her fault. Now he wanders, unconnected to this world and unable to pass to the next. Troubled spirits can be set to rest for a time, but unless the greater problem is corrected, it seems all dead are destined to wander until they go mad. I'm sorry, this has been difficult. I don't want to think about how it affects specific people. I'm still not sure I should have told Mrs. Zhang about her child.
Putting aside that most people would get slapped for telling grieving mothers they can see dead children, this is an enlightening conversation.
She wouldn't. She would rather blame herself than seek solace. I guess blame is easier to understand than chance. Come on, we should go see if the students are all right. Master Lee will be waiting.
Something else I forgot to show in the previous video is focus running, which you activate by hitting the F button while you're out of combat. It helps you get through areas you've been through before faster, but it drains the color out of the graphics and adds this weird little echo effect. But if you need to get somewhere fast and you've been through the area before, I wouldn't feel bad about using it.
I heard how you faced those bandits in the village. Many people are impressed, but I expected no less. Your skill is a match for any rough bandit. I know you haven't had much time for simple sparring. It is too bad. Your fellow students benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer. Yes, and the students are on edge from the bandit attack. It would do them good to work some of that out. It is a shame about Kia Min. She holds the record for the most opponents defeated in my little training challenge. No one can challenge her record while she is injured. I have a little something tucked away for anyone who can best Kia Min's feat. That includes you, of course, but any attempt will have to wait until she is healed. Her wound was not mortal, but it was severe enough that I will not let her fight as she is. I suppose you could ask her if there's anything you could do to help.
Something you can miss out on at this point in the game is Smiling Mountain's practice sparring.
I can arrange for a little sparring. Are there any special conditions you would like to introduce? I know you prefer a challenge.
You can have fights of 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, and if you fight all 4 fights, you can get a technique out of it.
Very well. I'll choose someone who is competent in one-on-one combat. This is only a practice bout, so fight until your opponent is knocked out. Get ready.
I am going to skip ahead to the end of the last fight, because these guys are not a challenge. Their HP is really low, so even though they can do damage to you, if you've survived the fights that come before this, these guys are not that hard.
Stop!
You are improving every day. I have observed your technique and you may not realize it, but you are more resilient. Let me show you. Now, is there anything else you wish at the moment? Goodbye. I am here if you need anything.
In addition to sparring matches, Smiling Mountain offers new kinds of training.
What can I...
Unfortunately, it's not a new martial arts style.
Ah, yes, training. For some time now, I have offered, for a small fee, to run students through a short regimen that will help them enhance their abilities. The lessons you learn from me, or from any trainer for that matter, will stay with you and help make you stronger, or better able to focus your mind or magic.
He does offer you techniques, though.
Let's see what you can learn.
And the techniques he offers you are pointless. You can only afford 2 of them right now because you don't have a lot of money. These aren't very good techniques. You should not buy these.
You are the hero of the moment. Gao claims that he dealt with hordes of bandits, but everyone else agrees that you turned aside their main attack. It is good that you were here. My foolish lack of attention forced Master Li to come to my rescue, and left me with a wound that will take a few weeks to heal. Master Li assures me I will heal in time. It's a shame, as Smiling Mountain was teasing me just yesterday with some special prize. Smiling Mountain trains students in group combat, and just yesterday I managed to break your record for the number of opponents faced at once. He teased me by saying if I could go one higher, he might have a prize for me. I suppose he might make the same offer to you, if you're up to it. If I could fight, he could likely round up enough opponents for you to make a run at a new record, but I can't face anyone with this wound.
This is the start of a pretty interesting side quest.
Unless you can speed up time, I'm not sure there's much that can be done. Master Li has already tended to it. Then again, I vaguely recall a grass or herb that hastens the healing process. Someone like Old Ming might know for sure. He's quite interested in herbs. I think so, though I can't remember the name. It was some kind of rare grass, I think.
Old Ming is located where Master Li fought the assassin.
I know you're very busy, but if you happen to have time and be passing by the beach, I'd appreciate it if you would at least ask Old Ming. If I'm lucky, he might know of an herb, and if heaven smiles upon me, he'll know where to find some. If you have to buy anything, let me know what it costs and I'll pay you back happily. It would be worth it to get back to training. Take care. Oh, and if you happen to find anything that might help this wound after you talk to Old Ming, let me know.
I'm gonna skip to the area where we can find Old Ming. So we're just gonna do a jump cut or 2 here. And before we see him, there's an optional fight we can have down here.
Hey, boys, look who it is.
Is that the one Gao the Lesser's always going on about?
I think so. I say we teach a little lesson about staying in your place when great men like Gao are around.
With some guys who work for Gao the Lesser, who are clearly pissed that we are stealing his spotlight. Let's teach him a lesson.
Teach this whelp a lesson in manners.
Staff!
The fight isn't very challenging. We can take these 3 guys out without much problem. The only thing that does give me an issue with this fight is that our chosen weapon doesn't do a lot of damage, especially when it's not upgraded. This is going to be an issue for most of the episode,
Leaping Tiger.
and I will be upgrading it before this episode is done.
Wave.
Sisa ia akawai o kupfaia wo tuko utro. Wasrafno sositu no ko ota napia ifaria ok. Kanawe ia kawa ia tatatasi? Ika kahia wo no ka kike ia wo shathia oka uki ia ayayuya wai. Awa utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elwo. Biarshat uk ni uksa ia sumpuno kahon wo ushashia uksa hiaka. Noko wo ifawia ok kun one wipifia.
This quest is normally our introduction to speech options and the ability to convince people to do what we want.
Kutkosi wiwa ia wo novia ifawia okta wikino.
We would try to convince him to take our money, and that would get us open palm points. But since we're doing a closed fist run, we're not going to give him any money. We are going to try to do something different instead. Unfortunately, the method we're going to do does not give us any closed fist points. We're going to tell him to be assertive and to take care of his own issues. I honestly don't know why you don't get closed fist points for this. Maybe it's because you're not being blatantly evil? I don't know. And hell, even Dawnstar is going to call you out on not giving this guy money just because you're not being nice.
You were right to encourage him, but couldn't we have done something ourselves?
I don't really get to justify being true closed fist here, so it kind of sucks.
I suppose we all have to look out for ourselves, but remember that there's always time for others, too.
Wanakapir sari awaf, van sier surufus isinosaurus usuno. Tawi ir kawana ir sunir ipoki. Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi. Unikasurir kwana no kuni ugnawata ir niknipier. Tawi ir kawana ir sunir ipoki. Uno will na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo, kunir puk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Niato no napadi irovir. kuni uk nawata ir. Ir kana, unika suri ir kwana no kasa ir iruru. Tasi ir tintu, funye wowosi ye wo tahufu. Ipaner nuku iwa ir, nika sanarir, iruru ni nua sa ir kana. Usair kokonato, tanatia, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato siiri panoneniku.
This actually starts off one of the, I guess, more interesting quests in the early part of the game.
Usair kokonato, tanatia, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato siiri panoneniku.
It's also going to show off how much of a dick you can be if you so choose. Old Man gives you a surprising amount of information about this. Not just about the Emperor, but about a lot of things. He's really kind of loyal to the guy. It's kind of admirable.
Wunno will na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo, konir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Wosoki fawir ukar sawiro.
He also gives some nice context for the long drought.
Wo anania ifiwe uk sonorok noka uk snapir. You could ni kung uno sa ir son could noka uk yorir. Unika surir kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier.
The lore mentioning the Great Drought before, in the previous part, did not mention the brothers being lost.
Ikirnik tinepiru, wo iferek uk sun puno. Sa ir yagoak, kokonato siiri panoneniku. Niato nonapadi iruvir, kuni uk nawata ir. Niato nonapadi iruvir, kuni uk nawata ir. Tasiir siir tintu, funye wowosi ye wo tahufu. Wowo sun punono, yapapap nasi ay wir sa ye uth.
I forgot you can call out Old Ming on this. Pretty cool.
Kunir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir, isana yuyo. irkana. O nikasurir kwana no kasa iriruru. Yukut ni kunk uno sa irson kudnoka ugyorir. Kunir puk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Nikasurir kwana no kuni ugnawata ir niknipier. Tikotro tuaso.
Fendo doesn't actually sell anything until a bit later in the game, but he will sell you the item you need for this side quest now.
Those bandits will think twice before threatening a town protected by the likes of Master Li. They were fools to even come here. The only shame is that their ship sunk. Think what we could have done with their plunder. Well, that's another opportunity lost. In this town, it's vital for a businessman to keep tabs on anyone with 2 coins to rub together. Things haven't been this slow since the long drought. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. During the long drought, prices rocketed into the sky like fireworks. I get by. I suppose I shouldn't wish for strife lest it come knocking on my door. Besides, the bandits didn't do as much to bring people to the store as I hoped. So maybe stability is underrated. I can't say that. He's a wise man who sees to the heart of things. If I were to complain about anything, it's how few students he attracts. A skilled master could bring a lot of people into this town, but he is very selective about who comes. That's his business, I'm sure, but it affects my business as well. Happily, we don't need to waste time on my gripes when there's silver to be spent. Oh yes, I had heard that someone was injured and immediately saw the opportunity to make vast sums of... No, to make a difference, that's it. Anyway, I've checked my stocks and I only have enough ingredients to make 1 dose of the salve for a poultice. I'm not sure how much good it will do by itself. Might take a bit of the sting away.
Even in a closed fist run, I find myself hating this guy. He's really just a sleazeball.
Oh, now that's thinking, isn't it? Yes, I suppose red silkgrass might be just the thing for a wound. I could add it to the poultice. Expensive stuff, that. Very pricey. Hard to acquire, too. Would certainly help her wound, but I know something just as good. Get her some bearded tongue grass and she'll feel better. It won't hasten the healing any, so she'll have to take it easy, but it will deaden the pain.
I promised I would show open and closed fist versions of some quests, and this is one that I feel compelled to show both versions. So I'm going to start out with the closed fist version.
Exactly. A wise decision, and one with a better bottom line for us both. I'll need payment in advance, of course.
I hope you die. In a fire. And I hope it's painful.
Business has been slow. What am I supposed to do? Starve?
So here's a pretty good reason why to keep your stats balanced. I said there are only 3 stats in the game, but each of your stats has 3 derived stats from it, and these stats help determine your ability to convince people to do what you want. Charm is based off of body and mind, intuition off of spirit and mind, and intimidation off of spirit and body. Now, because we focused on mind, we're going to have an easier time with charm and intuition, and a harder time with intimidation, which comes in handier for a closed-fist run.
You're right. That wouldn't be just given the circumstances. As much as I hate to do it, I can knock a few silvers off the price for you. An excellent choice. I'll mix the salve for you and prepare the poultice. It won't take a moment. Time will heal her, as long as she's careful not to strain herself. You are the best kind of friend, generous but frugal, most excellent. Do come back when the weight of your silver is slowing you down. Always happy to help.
So we've bought the painkiller grass, and I'm going to skip ahead to Kia Min.
This has been a busy day for us all. Is there something you need? The sun breaks through the clouds when I hear news like this. Heavens, I can already feel it working. That's amazing. Yes, this should be perfect. The poultice must have cost you some silver. Let me repay you. What did it cost?
We can lie about how much we spent and even make a profit off of it. We can really be a jerk.
Given how quickly I could feel an effect, this cure was worth it. Here, take this with my thanks. If you're interested in trying to set a new record for Smiling Mountain's special prize, whatever it is, then I'll be ready. Goodbye.
So we've not only lied to her about giving her a cure, we've robbed her blind for it. But that's not it. Oh no, we still have to do the fight.
What can I do for you? I am here to serve and train. What is there to say? She tells me that she is feeling much better. If you wish to face her, I will allow it. Kia Min says that she is feeling well, though I worry about such exertion so soon after a wound. But she knows her capabilities and would not take a foolish risk. If you win this match, then I will have a special reward for you. Good fortunes.
Leaping Tiger.
This fight is the hardest one Smiling Mountain can throw at you, and this is mostly because of Kia Min, the 5th student that he's thrown at. Kia Min has a bit more HP than the other students, and she's more aggressive to boot. Now, keep in mind you've also got all 4 of the other students around trying to deal you damage. Even though they go down pretty quickly, that's still a whole person that's trying to throw themselves at you. It's not an impossible fight, it's not even that hard of a fight. It's just a change of pace.
You have set a new standard and your prize is well earned. But forgive me, my attention is elsewhere. Kia Min's injury has worsened, as you could probably see. She is responsible for her own health, and accidents in the ring can happen. I just pray that my decision to let the 2 of you spar has not crippled her.
So now we've potentially crippled Kia Min for life, but we're not even done being a dick yet. Oh no. We can rub it in her face.
You fought well, and the record is yours. I have a feeling it will stay yours for some time. Smiling Mountain says I will be fine, but his eyes told me that I may have injured myself badly. Oh, it was my foolish pride, thinking that some herb could restore me to health so easily. You mean you bought a cheap painkiller when I was prepared to pay you back? Oh, I may never fight again, and you sold my health for a few silvers? You are the worst kind of person. I'm surprised you don't get along better with Gao the Lesser, but maybe he's jealous of how terrible you can be. Leave me and the body your greed shattered. I want nothing to do with you.
I don't particularly like doing the closed fist version of this quest for a couple of reasons, mainly because that's a little bit too far for me. I'm going to show you the open palm version. I'm actually going to be using the open palm version for a reason that I'll show off in a later part. So here we go.
If you think you can justify such opulence to heal something that time would take care of, who am I to argue? I'll just need your payment to prepare the poultice. Business has been slow. What am I supposed to do?
Like this. Heavens, I can already feel it working. That's amazing. Yes, this should be perfect. The poultice must have cost you some silver. Let me repay you. What did it cost?
Even though I can think of a justification for doing this closed fist and that I want to fight her with all her strength, we still get open palm points.
Given how quickly I could feel an effect, this cure was worth it. Here, take this with my thanks. If you're interested in trying to set a new record for smiling
Once again, I'm going to skip ahead to the end of the Kiamin fight, just because you've already seen everything that comes up to here.
Well done. As promised, here is a reward for setting a new standard. Kiamin is eager to try again, but I asked her to rest for now. She seems well despite her earlier injury. Now, is there anything else you wish at the moment?
We still get the same technique, even though we took a different path.
Goodbye. I am here if you need anything.
The difference is just some open palm points.
Ah, you are back. I hope this unfortunate matter with the bandits has not caused undue stress. Some good people were lost, but many were saved. It means, however, that I must accelerate your training. These invaders discovered us by accident, but as you likely suspect, they are related to your destiny. You have trained hard and are ready. You will have a pivotal role in some great events, my student, after you return from the Spirit Cave.
I object!
Gao, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Your pet student is not the only one who fought those outlaws. Perhaps I did not stand in their midst on the beach like a fool, but I did my part. If you spent less time coddling her, you would have many promising students instead of one.
Someone in the thread mentioned this, and I have to agree with them. They picked a perfect voice actor for Gao the Lesser. I want to punch his face in so bad.
This is not a matter that can be decided by effort, Gao. There are things at play that you do not understand.
I understand that this student has received preferential treatment, and I have suffered for it. Whatever is in this spirit cave, I am worthy of facing it too. If she is truly better than me, let her prove it. I challenge her.
I will not have you brawling in the street. If this must happen, it will happen in the ring, as a proper test of your abilities. Gao, you are restricted to styles that I have taught. I know the dark tutoring your father, Gao the Greater, has imparted, but I won't have any such sorcery here.
Hobbled before I begin. Of course. How else would your precious protege win?
My student, I do not trust Gao to fight honorably. Consider your attacks carefully. Prepare yourself and return when you are ready. will explain what I can after we have dealt with Gao's interruption. I don't want to confuse matters. Trust that I am right.
Telling Master Li that you need more time just freezes the quest in place and gives you time to finish off the rest of your side quests, which I'd recommend taking advantage of because you're about to do a lot of the story.
Then let the fighters meet in the arena. Fighters, are you ready? This challenge will continue until one of you is incapacitated. This is not a practice bout. Injury is a possibility.
A possibility? I think it is more than likely.
Master, are you certain this is appropriate?
They have a dispute, and this is the only way to settle it with certainty. It will be an honorable contest. I have restricted Gao from using his father's sorcery.
I said you would regret getting in my way.
Fighters, begin!
Right before the Gao the Lesser fight is a good time to start upgrading your martial arts styles, which I've taken the liberty of doing. Your main martial arts style, you can upgrade damage 25% per dot. You can also initiate Chi strikes now, which lets you activate Chi mode and increases damage, or you can increase the speed of the style. For support styles, it's a little different. You can still activate Chi mode and let you actually do damage. You can increase the duration of effects that your support style inflicts, or you can increase the speed. For weapons, you can increase the damage. I've had to do it on Gold Star because it does no damage at all. You can make it cost less focus until it doesn't cost any at all, and increase the speed again. This can legitimately be a hard fight if you're new to the game. He's using the Iron Palm style, which I mentioned in a previous part as being one of the better styles in the game, and you can't get this until much later, so it's honestly a little unfair. He's got a lot smarter AI than anyone you faced up to this point. He will use area attacks, and on top of that, he does this little trick that some enemies later in the game do, where he will start blocking, and you'll go into a power attack, and then his style is fast enough that he can just start attacking you, stop the power attack charge up, and just wombo combo you into nothing. This is the worst position you can possibly be in during the Gao fight. You have no focus to initiate focus mode or a weapon. You have no chi to heal yourself or activate the chi strikes, which I already used, and you're already starting to run low on health. I honestly luck out by tricking his AI into this corner and just wailing on him until he's out of HP.
It is done. The challenge has concluded and the winner is clear.
No! I'm not finished!
Did I mention Master Li is a badass?
Gao, I have made enough concessions to you today. I thought I could guide you away from your corrupted path, but you are too much the son of Gao the Greater. You are no longer welcome among my students, and your father's house shall have no more business here, despite his influence.
I was not beaten! Not by this peasant!
You were defeated by your own foolish ambition and predictable temper. I will speak with you in my chambers about your expulsion. Go now. Everyone, this challenge is concluded. I'm sure the victor would appreciate your congratulations. They are well earned. Enjoy the words of your fellows. I will wait in the main hall, where we will discuss the spirit cave. Be certain you are ready when you come to me. Your life is about to change.
That was exciting. I'm glad you were safe. I knew you would be. Your skill is unmatched. Even Gao had to see that. I suppose that's what set him off. I hope he isn't allowed to stay. Punishment just makes him worse. Master Li has bent like a willow to accommodate him and his sorcerer's father. Yes, he does. I didn't want to say, but, well, I guess that's why we aren't the master and he is. He must be thinking of bigger things. It scares me sometimes, all this talk of troubled spirits. I didn't ask to be a part of it. As much as you want to know more, I doubt you had a say in your fate either. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a happy time. You've proven your ability and Master Li is waiting for you. You should go to him.
That's gonna do it for this time. Next time, we're gonna talk to Master Li and start getting to the bottom of this.